You tried not to go, but it never felt right. The slightest tenderness, and you
Really?
would fly.
So SMA, which is spinal muscular atrophy, it's the #1 genetic killer of children, which is a horrifying statistic. It's also something which surprises a lot of people because not many people have heard about it. And yet here it is, the #1 genetic killer of children. About 1 in 40 people are carriers of the genetic cause of the disease. And so that means about 8 million people in the United States are carrying this genetic disease, which is a huge number.
They told us that day that that's what she had was SMA, and from that day on, we just decided that we were gonna make the best of what we had, the time we had with her. We didn't know how long that would be, if it would be 6 months or what. It was 61 days is what we had with her.
You can't describe the devastation you feel, as a parent when you receive that news. And they said, you gotta love your child, and man.
Josh and Crystal Turner, parents of Briley Faith, were devastated when they learned that their child was diagnosed with SMA.
You're faced with this disease, like SMA, and you tend to think outside the box when it comes to loving your child. You think in ways that we have another child that's 3 and never went through that process with him, and you just think of new ways to love and time spent, and even though she couldn't move
When Meredith and Patrick learned of Briley's fight, they reached out to the Turners.
What Meredith I remember her telling me that about after Miller had passed, then she was able to take him to the funeral home because she didn't want just the thought of someone taking him from her. She was able to do that, and that's something that I would have never thought of, and we asked and we were able to do that, and that was as hard as it was something that really meant a lot to be able to do that, and for her to share that, because I know that was something that was dear to her as well.
her middle name's Faith, Briley Faith, and we had no idea what the meaning that would have when we chose it, but that's what we hung on to most. But I tell you what, close second is the Woodruffs. They are it's a godsend.
Briley Faith Turner's family and Miller McNeil Woodruff's family are just two of the many in the United States and right here in Arkansas that have been affected by this horrible disease. But there is hope, and the Miller McNeil Woodruff Foundation is at the forefront of this battle with your help.
Well, they actually have given us two different kinds of funds. One was a gift in the beginning, which is funding a nutrition room on the neonatal intensive care unit. So families who are coming in and have kids in the hospital, babies in this case, in the NICU, they would go in there to get juice or water or whatever it is that they may be after, and so they're going to see Miller's name right there every time they go in there, and it's kind of neat. The other money is the endowment, and the endowment funds have so far been aimed at getting lecturers, speakers to come in and talk about neuromuscular disease, in particular SMA, which was the problem that Miller had.
The Woodruff Foundation generously made a donation to our Legacy Village campus, where we'll be opening in April 2013 to serve patients from Benton County as well. And the Woodruff Foundation, all of the proceeds that have been donated to Circle of Life are in support of that facility. The foundation has supported a patient room here at Circle of Life at Legacy Village in memory of Miller, and the room is very much the same as what Miller and his family were in when we were caring for Miller. Has accommodations for the family to stay with their loved one 24/7, but yet still have all the conveniences of what they might have in their own home.
Late last year, we actually had this amazing donation come through. It's a huge donation. It was $87,000 that was donated to families of SMA for us to move this research forward. And this number, so 87,000, it's huge. But we also wondered why 87? Why this kind of random number? And then we dug into kind of the reasoning behind it, and I think that speaks volumes as well. So this gift comes from them deciding to donate $1,000 for every day that Miller was with them. And for us, it's such a beautiful gift. The message behind it, what it's going to enable us to do, but really more than anything else, that message that this says to us, that says to other families as well about what they're being able to kind of bring back into the community.
Well, I think one of the most amazing things about this whole situation is the fact that the Miller family went out and started to raise money. Now we have folks come to the hospital and have an experience that makes them want to do something to help, and they go out and try to raise money, but these folks set a whole new standard for success at this kind of work, because they came back with an endowment at $100,000 and in fact triggered a nice donor to come in and match that up with another 60. And so, bam, suddenly we have $160,000 in this endowment, and it's all for a little boy who lived 87 days. Pretty good stuff.
Meredith and Patrick were over the moon excited when they learned how the money raised for the McNeil Woodruff Foundation has helped in funding research, building new buildings, and spread the word about this horrible disease called spinal muscular atrophy.
I'm hanging a photo over the place.
We have a motto, it's over the front door of the hospital, that says, "This place of care, love, and hope is for you." And we mean it.
Circle Life believes hospice care should be available to all people, regardless of their ability to pay for that care, access to the care in the most convenient spot. And the Woodruff Foundation has been very instrumental in helping us to be able to accomplish that goal in Benton County.
We actually have 3 clinical trials that are going on. These are brand new therapies designed from scratch, specifically to target the genetic cause of SMA. And we've got 3 trials going on, and actually patients, children with SMA are actually being treated. It's trials, it's still testing, but they actually have new therapies that are being tested right now. And so night and day from 10 years ago to this point in time. And that's what gives families hope.
And I was hearing him speaking there earlier, I was like, wow.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, man, it's just something that, man, I think we share their passion now, you know. It's just like, let's get this done, you know.
The light's out there, that's what gives us hope. It's a very strange contrast though, because while we are so close, while we're making this amazing progress, you know, every day matters in this disease. And that's one of the tough things to balance. We're making great progress, the funds that we're putting into research are having a great impact, but we can't slow down. Every day, families are losing their children from this disease.
I mean, that's my passion, of course, Briley, but I don't want other families to have to go through that. Briley's case was so severe. I mean, we had to make the decision to take her off the ventilator, and
It's something nobody should have to do.
Yeah, no one should ever have to make that decision. And when you look at her, she looks at you, you know, and you know she's in there, and having to make that decision, no one should ever.
As the representative of families of spinal muscular atrophy, which are families across the whole of this country and across the world as well, saying thank you to the community that has come out and actually supported the Woodruff family. And this event, your donations are what is enabling us to make this progress. And on behalf of all these families who you're giving hope to, and who ultimately you're actually going to help get a treatment and cure for their children, I wanted to say thank you on their behalf for the amazing support that you've given and that you're continuing to give to our organization and our cause. Thank you.
Thank you. Not me. You know, I even talked to the foundation here. You know, we're doing some radio interviews next month here for the hospital, and I thought, I can't write you $1 million check, but you know, I'll do what I can do. You know, let me just tell me. So thank you to the ones that can write the $1 million checks. I mean, I don't know, you're paving a road to fix a lot of heartache, man, because obviously it can't be done without money in the world we live in. That's what it takes, and if you got it sitting around, that I can't think of a better place for it to go. So
It's not just one person. It's it's like you said. It's a community. It's a state. It's
like the term that it takes a whole village to raise a child. And
Yeah.
It takes a whole village to find a cure, right?
yeah.
right.
I rent out the bedroom that we used to share. I pass by on tiptoe and never go there. On a shelf behind a door, in a box you hide away.